Welcome back to Clown's Kitchen on KKV TV. Now the next two episodes are going to be tied together by making a homemade garlic oil. The first episode is going to be a garlic feta dip, and the second episode is going to be hummus. So we're going to have to walk you through confit and the garlic down for the first episode, and of course the byproduct from that is going to be the garlic oil, which we'll be using to mix up the hummus and use it as also as a topper. Now both of these, all the ingredients can be found at your local grocery store, and they're very simple to put together, and once you get the knack of it, it's a very simplistic thing to remember actually, and you can modify it as much as you want. You can even double the recipes. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on by showing you how to clean up the garlic and moving it into the confit stage, and then walk you through the process there. So what we're doing is we're actually just trimming the little end pieces, the dried pieces that where it connects to inside of the garlic bulb itself. You cut that off, and then we're going to be doing that to 8 ounces of garlic. Now this happens to be about 75 to 85 cloves, but trust me, it's not going to be like really too garlicky. So once you cut all those pieces off, then we'll move to the next step, and I'll show you the making the garlic oil process. So what we've done here is we've taken that 8 ounces of garlic and we've covered it over with your regular run-of-the-mill pure olive oil from whatever your store brand is. You fill that up to the top, and then you put it on the lowest temperature heat you possibly can, and you let that cook until the garlic is actually soft and mushy where you can actually mash it with a fork. It'll spread almost like room temperature butter. So about 15 minutes into your cooking time, you're going to wind up with garlic that's very, very soft. As you can tell, you can literally poke straight through it, and it's almost like butter. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually just pour off this oil into a heat-proof container, and we're going to strain out the garlic pieces and any of the solids. And then we're going to want to let both of these cool completely before you move on to the next step, and then you've got homemade garlic oil. Once we've poached the garlic in the oil, we come out with these soft garlic cloves once again. We're going to be dropping the entire batch of 8 ounces of garlic into the food processor. A little bit of red pepper, a few shakes, not many. Going to be doing a half a teaspoon of Aleppo pepper. And then we're going to be adding 1 tablespoon of garlic oil and 1 entire 8-ounce package of feta cheese. Juice and all. Just pull it out of the package and then break it up and crumble it across your food processor. Always wash your hands in between. Snap on the lid, and we're going to process right up. Stop about halfway through, then check the consistency. Scrape down the sides of the bowl. Make sure any of those large chunks of garlic have actually mixed up into the mixture. You'll notice that a few of them have jumped up to the side of the bowl. Stir it around a little bit. And then retop and puree for a few more moments. Once you've gotten to about this consistency here, you can add a little bit of salt and a little bit of oregano. So just a few shakes of oregano just gives a little bit more of that herby flavor to it. And then we're going to add a pinch of salt. Make that 2. We're going to go ahead and process up just a little bit smoother. And we're finished. Garlic feta dip. So here we are at the wrap up. We showed you how to make the feta dip with the garlic oil and how to confit the garlic down. And that actual recipe there we're going to use again on our next clip when we show you how to make the hummus, and that garlic oil will come into play as well. But today I was actually accompanied in the kitchen with Will, and of course Will is vaping on Blue Raspberry by Airheads. And what do you think about that juice?
I like it. It's a really good all-day vape. It's really sweet, and it's a thick consistency that you can trick with, but not too thick to where you get tired of it. But all around, I love it.
No, I agree with you. It's actually a really good sweet juice. And Ashley, of course, was our camera woman today, and she's been vaping on the Heisenberg menthol. And what do you think about that, Ash?
Well, I love it. I keep buying more and more bottles of it. Can't say that I was ever into menthol before I touched the Heisenberg, and it's the perfect amount of menthol.
And it's a really big seller. Of course, most anybody out there that vapes menthol knows the name Heisenberg. And of course, today I'm actually vaping on the Pretzel Shack Cinnamon Sugar. It's actually really good. I don't normally like pretzel vapes themselves, but this one actually tastes more like the cinnamon sugar that you would get on the top of a powdered donut. And the pretzel is on the XL, very light. And all three of these juices here were actually donated to us by Stellar Vapor, which this episode, of course, again, was brought to you by Stellar Vapor and Doug down at the shop. Gotta get a shout out to him. He's a really great guy. But as of today, this is how we make the feta garlic dip. And vaping with Will, Ash, V Goddess, and myself, Clown King, thank you for joining us.
Squad.